Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy Miguel back again with another video, and today I have a very interesting unboxing because the phone that I have today is the Infinix GT 20 Pro, and as you can see with this big box we have the whole package. Now as you can tell, this box includes a few things which we're going to go through. The GT 20 Pro has been declared the official phone for PMSL, and it's also the official phone for PUBG. As you can see over here, we have mobile esports PUBG logo. So that means that this is a dedicated phone specifically made for gaming. Now the only thing that I found interesting was that PUBG was not pre-installed when I was looking at the settings, but there are other ways to get it. There's a specific mode that allows you to download it within the phone itself. So let's go ahead and see what we have and take a look at this massive unboxing. All right, so we have the phone up front here. We also have this specific case. Now this already comes with a case, but this is a magnetic case which will allow you to attach the fan in it, and I'll show you that, guys, in a little bit. This is something very unique. This is the first time that I've actually seen this, and these are shoulder triggers. Now when I first saw these, I thought that you had to wear these on your fingers, but that's not the case, and I'll show you guys. As you can probably see with some of the details over here, the way that this is put on is you have to basically adjust it towards the screen, and when you're about to game or depending on the game that you're about to play, you can actually then set it up in a way that it allows you to use these triggers for continuous touch and very fast gaming. I'll show you guys as well in a little bit. Next up, we also have the cooling fan. Now this is a fan that comes with it, and the way that this works is that you have to take off this cover and you then have to put it on the magnetic casing, which is here. So that way it allows your phone to not heat up and it cools a little bit. You obviously have to have this is a USB-C port over here, and then you obviously have to have a USB-C charger or a battery that will allow you to turn this on. But in case you don't have a charger or you don't have a separate power bank, you can also actually plug this within your phone itself, and it will work as well. And another thing is that if you don't have the magnetic case in your hands, what you can do is you can use this specific sticker that you can attach directly to your phone, and then you'll be able to then use it, because this is also magnetic, right? So this will then attach to your phone directly in case you don't have this magnetic case with you. Last but not least, you also have some finger gloves. I don't know what you want to call this, but obviously for a smoother gaming experience, you can put these sleeves, as I think the better word, instead of gloves. So you can put these on your fingers and you can use them for smoother and better gaming experience. All right, now looking at the phone itself looks like it has a couple of things. Let's put that on the side. All right, so GT 20 Pro, we have 256 gigs of internal storage. We also have 24 gigs of RAM. It actually has 12 gigs of RAM, but it uses 12 additionally virtually if it's needed. Yeah, let's go ahead and see what we have. All right, this looks like we're gonna unbox it from here. Oh, we have some details. Let me go through this. So we have the Dimensity 8200 Ultimate 4nm chipset. That's a pretty good chipset in my opinion, and I'll go through the Antutu benchmark numbers. We also have a dedicated gaming display chip. So a lot of people were wondering what type of display settings you can play. This will be available with up to 120 FPS because of that dedicated gaming chip. You also have a bezel-less 144 full HD display. So yes, this goes above 120 to 144 for premium gaming, although I doubt that you'll be able to notice the difference between 120 and 144, and there are not a lot of games that also play at 144. But nevertheless, I like the fact that they're including it in. And last but not least, we also have a dual speaker setup that is calibrated by JBL. So you are supposed to get pretty good audio from this. Okay, that's a unique box. Let's put that to the side. All right. So we have the booklet here. I'm assuming this will have the pin. Yeah, we have the pin. We have some of the paperwork, and we also get a glass protector for the display and an installation guide. And then you also get your second cover, and I'm not sure. Let me see. I don't know if this is magnetic. Let me give it a try. No, this is not magnetic. So the way that this is actually plastic. So the way that this works is that you can go ahead and put your magnetic sticker here, and then you can attach it. Or if you don't want to do that, you can also do it directly. You can also put this directly onto your phone instead of having to use a cover. All right, we have the phone here, which we'll put to the side. All right, we have the USB cable over here. Let me see, we have a USB-A to USB-C cable, and I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's slanted towards the side, so when you're charging it, it doesn't obstruct your hand. That's something that I think that's thoughtful, especially on a gaming phone. I think that's important to do, so I'm glad that they thought of that. And then finally, we have the 45-watt fast charger that comes out of the box. All right, now looking at the phone, immediately over here you can tell that it says sound by JBL, so obviously they're telling you that. You have one speaker over here. It looks like you have an IR blaster on top. You also have another speaker, a microphone here. On the back you have a triple camera setup, although this looks like it has a pretty powerful camera. It sort of doesn't because it has one main camera, which is somewhat useful. The rest are really depth cameras and macro cameras. So you have a 108 megapixel main camera, which I'll show you guys in a little bit. You have this very unique tech type design here, and this is actually an RGB back. So this part actually lights up when you go into the gaming mode or when you're charging your phone. On the bottom we also have another speaker. We have the USB-C port, and you have your SIM tray. On this side we don't have anything, and on the right side you have your power button and your volume rockers, and the power button kind of has that little bit of a coloring, so it kind of distinguishes. The back is made up of plastic, and there's really no protection when it comes to the back or the front, but you do get IP54 dust and water resistance, so you do get a little bit of protection there. When it comes to the display, I think it's pretty impressive because you are getting pretty good colors here, and you also get that 144 hertz option. Although I always doubt that, you know, it's I mean, I've had it at 144, but I'll switch it to 120. You won't be able to tell. Like it's really difficult to tell the difference between that small of a difference. So if it's 60 120, then obviously it's double, so you can tell that there's a difference. But 120 to 144 is really not a lot of difference, or it's and you really cannot tell. This is more just so that you can tell people that you have a 144 display. I highly doubt that you'll be able to tell, and in gaming as well, I don't think you'll be able to tell that much either. But nevertheless, you do get the option for that. And then you also have a dedicated chip here for the display, which allows you to play in the maximum frame rate at 120. So you are able to play PUBG at 120 FPS if you go to the settings and set it up that way. And when it comes to the performance, now this comes with MediaTek's Dimensity 8200 chipset. It's a 4nm chipset. And it's somewhat impressive. It gave us around 994,000 points on Antutu benchmarks, so it's nearly a million. It's obviously, I've seen better numbers, but it's not bad at all for considering the price point. But also you have to keep in mind that this is sort of like a gaming oriented phone, so I kind of expected a little bit more. Nevertheless, I'm not mad at that number. I think it's pretty good, and it should be able to give you any sort of gaming without having any problems. And then you obviously have the magnetic fan over here, which will probably help you a little bit with heat dissipation in case this does start to thermal throttle. So you have that as well, and you have 12 gigs of RAM plus 12 if you want to expand it, which will give you 24 gigs as well. This comes with Android 14, and it's installed over XOS 14, which is the operating system for the GT series phones. And this comes with 2 years of major Android updates and 3 years of security patches. That's pretty good, but I wish that it kind of gave us at least 3 or 4 years of major Android updates. So that's my only complaint there. The interface is sort of okay. You can change the theme of it. I chose the regular theme because the theme that came pre-installed with this phone was a little bit too much for me. I thought it was very, very weird in a way. I mean, I like a clean setup, so just because of that, I went ahead and changed it to the original one. Nevertheless, you can go ahead and change that. You have a bunch of options in the settings. When it comes to the camera is sort of okay. So you have a 108 megapixel back camera, and then you also have a 2 megapixel macro and a 2 megapixel depth camera. Now those are, in my opinion, really useless because they're not going to do anything apart from provide you maybe a little bit of depth and maybe help you with some taking macro photography. This phone is not made for that. This is a gaming specific mode, so you know it's not something that you think about. Although you do have the 108 megapixel camera, which is somewhat okay. You have to have really good lighting is what I noticed if you want a good quality picture. And it is a passable quality camera, so it's not bad. It's not, in any way. Is that you need really good lighting, and the front camera is a 32 megapixel camera, and yeah, that seems okay. But again, it has that beautify effect, which I'm not a big fan of. So you do get somewhat of a decent camera there as well. Battery wise, you have a 5000 milliampere battery, which will provide you pretty much all day battery. But when you're playing games, then obviously you can expect it to drain a little bit faster. And because of that, you have the 45-watt charger, which charges your phone pretty quickly. So there's no issues there either. Price wise, this comes at around 1300 dirhams. So it's, if I'm not wrong, this is about 25,000 Indian rupees. And then if you convert that into dirhams, that's just around 1300 dirhams, which is not bad at all, considering that you're getting all of this stuff, and this is sort of like a gaming dedicated phone. Oh, I actually forgot to show you guys, oops, the way that the triggers work. So the way that you have to install them is you have these clamps over here, which you have to put against your phone like this. And now depending on what you're playing, you then obviously have to set it up in that way. So you have your apps over here. Now let's say that I wanted to open up the camera app. So I'll go ahead and click here and it will open it up. If I wanted to open the compass app, oh wait, one moment. I click there and it takes me to the compass app. Similarly, if I wanted to open up the maps or the notes, it then goes ahead and opens it up that way. So you guys kind of get the idea of how it works, and depending on what game you're playing, you'll then have to set it up specifically. I initially, when I saw this, I thought you had to put it on your fingers, and I thought my fingers were too thick to use this, and obviously that wasn't the case. But nevertheless, that's how you use the shoulder triggers. And yeah, guys, that's my quick first look and review on the Infinix GT 20 Pro. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.